Okay, so before you start working on your quiz review, let's go ahead and do a quick review of the formulas and how to use them, just some examples of each, so that you just have that on the top of your mind. So first up here on top, we have, like I was saying, first we have the interior angles formulas, okay? Those are the angles that are on the inside, and then down on the bottom down here, we have formula for exterior angles, and we're going to look at examples of how to do those. So just remember the sum of the interior angles. A lot of things a lot of our formulas are based off of this. We take our 180 and we multiply it times n minus 2, okay? And the sum of the interior angles of a 16agon just means that n equals 16, okay? And so we would just say 180 times 16 minus 2, and we would get 2,520 degrees. 16agon has a lot of sides on it, so the angle measures that it add up to is going to be pretty high. Okay, and then if we want each interior angle, okay, remember all we did there was we took our whole thing, which was 180 times n minus 2, and we divided it by however many sides there were. Okay, so regular 14agon, that means n equals 14, so we're going to take 180, and we're going to say 14 minus 2, because that's our n minus 2, and divide by 14. And when we put that in our calculator, it doesn't come out real nice, but we get 154, if we round, 0.3 degrees. Okay, so there's our interior angle. And interior angles, I'm actually going to add one more thing in here. What if I tell you the sum of the interior angles? Let's see. Let's go ahead and do that down here where I have a little bit of space. What if I tell you the sum of the interior angles? And I ask for how many sides. So let's say the sum of the interior angles, let's make it really simple here, is 360 degrees. Some of you are probably saying, well, duh, I know 360 degrees means a quadrilateral because we've done that lots of times. But let's just look at how we would figure that out if it was a bigger number that we didn't know. So if the sum of the interior angles is 360 degrees, and we want to know how many sides. Okay, well, let's think about that. The sum of the interior angles, if we're using our formula, sum equals 180 times n minus 2. That means our sum is 360. Okay, then we have 180 times n minus 2. Remember that first step is we are going to divide by 180. Okay, and those 180s on the right cancel out, and we get 2 equals n minus 2. If we add 2 to both sides, we get 4 equals n. Okay, so that I'm going to add that in there because I know you'll have to be able to do that today. If I tell you the sum and it asks how many sides. Okay, so then let's kind of go back into our chart here. If we know we're talking about exterior angles, okay, the sum of the exterior angles is always 360 degrees. Does not matter how many sides it has, and we know these are exterior angles because they are coming on the outside. They kind of look like weird arrows coming off the outside of our polygon. And we know that they are going to add to equal 360. So we are going to have x plus 77 plus 2x plus 45 plus 40, and again, since those are exterior angles, those are always going to equal 360 degrees. And we are going to combine our like terms. We've got an x here and an x here, and then we also have 77, 45, and 40 that we need to add together. Okay, so we would have 3x. If we add 77, 45, and 40, we get 162 equals 360. If we subtract 162 from both sides, we get that 3x equals 198. And again, if we divide by 3, we get that x equals 60 6, which would mean that this angle here is 66 degrees. That one would be twice that. So we can always go back and just double check if we want to. So that's our exterior. And then if we have that word each means that we are going to divide. So we're going to take 360 and divide by however many sides there are, which is n. So 45 again means that n equals 45. So we would just take 360 and divide it by 45. And each angle on the outside would equal 8 degrees. Okay, once you are done with this very quick lesson video, you have 2 things that you need to do. 1, submit this. Submit your completed video notes. 2. Okay, so you're going to submit your video notes to review formulas, completed notes. Formulas, completed notes. Then you are going to complete the 7.1, 7.2 review paper packet. And don't forget, we have a quiz tomorrow. Good luck.